Happy Facebook Live time. I think it's 6 o'clock. I might be a little bit late, in fact, but here I am. I'm so excited to be here today. Way too much going on, way too much to share, and I just can't wait. So I announced earlier that I was going to go live an hour early today, so 6 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. I hope we will have people joining in because, of course, this isn't my usual time. Usually I'm here at 7 p.m. But hello, Fran. Hi, Gail. So anyway, I am here early because tonight begins the Onstage at Home event. It is our annual, basically, convention with Stampin' Up! And we're doing it all online, so it's called Onstage at Home. So but it's going to be so much fun, even though we're home. So anyway, hi Kathleen. And anyway, I get to be in the comfort of my home. And anyway, I have so much to share. I'm so excited. Anyway, so yeah, big agenda. I've got the Simple Sweet Stampers tutorial bundle projects to show you. I've got the Garden Dandy sneak peek project products to show you. We're going to be using that on stage. My gifts that I got on stage, and then plus some announcements. So without further ado, I'm going to launch right into the quick announcements. So just to get started, let's see. The Curvy Celebrations Bundle and Variety Bundle came out this week, became available on the 3rd. Super cute products available that they cover Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, a whole bunch of different themes. And it's super cute, super cute. I did not buy it, so I don't have it to show, unfortunately, but I've seen all kinds of things that other people have created. So that is available now, yay. And that's going to be in the mini catalog. Is it the mini catalog or am I wrong? Okay, I might have that wrong. Somebody chime in and let me know. It might just be a special product offering. Maybe it is in the mini catalog. Anyway, the January to June is what I'm talking about. So anyway, that's super cool. Check it out online. What else? My November, December card kits. You guys who order from me, who buy from me, know that that's the way I thank you for your order by sending you free card kits for projects. And then there's videos and a document with all the details for you. I do them every 2 months. So I have a set that's for November and December, and I'm actually almost already out of the November, December kits. Is that possible? I think that is, or maybe it's October, November. I can't even remember. Anyway, for the 2 months, they're almost gone. So if you order in the rest of November, if I run out of kits, I will be offering you an alternative gift, which will be in the form of Stampin' Up! Product. So if you are anxious to get a kit from me, order right away because they're literally almost all gone. And if you'd love to get product, then order later than that. So yay. Okay, what else? So Garden Dandy. So at this event at Onstage at Home, we're going to be making projects, make and take projects. They're going to give us options for ways to do this bundle that I'm about to show you, but I did buy the bundle and I just love it. So you might be seeing it on social media. Dragonfly Garden is what it's called, and it comes with a coordinating punch, little baby dragonfly and big one, and then it also has this gorgeous mossy meadow, let's see if I can get some light on here, twine or cording. And then I have to show you these adorable, you might not be able to see it, they're so tiny, these little adorable ladybugs. They're so small I can't even hold them with my finger. Okay, where's the camera? Can you see them? Anyway, they're so cute. They're going to be fun to play with. And then last but not least, one of my favorite things in the whole bundle is the Designer Series paper. So it's got these beautiful patterns. And I actually just do this really quick because it's just so pretty. Now I made a little gift for my team members who are attending on stage at home and sent it to them. And I used some of this Designer Series paper and the stamp set. And anyway, just super fun. I'm just loving this paper and I can't wait to play with it more. This is probably one of my favorite patterns. And then of course the back sides are all sort of more neutral patterns and whatever. So I'm not going to show you those. I got too much to say today, dang it. All right, so that's the Garden Dandy bundle. Okay, what else? So for on stage, I did buy what's called the swag box, which basically when you go to on stage, they give us a bunch of different things that go with registration. So I showed you, I think last week, my box. I got it last week. So there's the box. It's backwards, but you get it. It says on stage. You guys can read backwards, right? I didn't want to show it last week because some demonstrators were saying they wanted to be surprised, so please don't show it. So I didn't. But I want to show you today because, of course, everybody's going to see it now from now on. So we got this stamp set. We got these adorable, cute little pins. Anyway, so there's that. And then a pen, which is actually super colorful and fun. I have to just quickly show you. I'm talking so fast. I'm so wired today, guys, because I'm just like super excited about tonight. I'm super excited about the projects I've got to show you. And of course, this is like my favorite thing. They always give us a bag, and this is just a beautiful, colorful bag, and it's big. It's like the kind of thing that you can use, for an overnight bag, and it's very sturdy and colorful and got lots of pockets. That's just like something with pockets, and I am a happy girl. Pockets, 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 my favorite thing. And then we got some little notebooks, places to write, notes for the event. And last but not least, they gave us some special on-stage grid paper, so for stamping, and so we have a beautiful work surface to work on. So yay. Hi, Dean. Looking up and seeing. Now, the other little gift that we get if you are at a Silver Elite or above title. Hi, Christy. We get a special gift. This is center stage. Again, it's backwards, but you get it. And I think everybody's was a little bit different. So here is the inside of the box. So you can see it for its presentation. And then we each got a pair of paper snips. I'm pretty sure everybody got the same thing, but I think this little embellishment piece is different. So you put it onto your scissors, of course, and that way you don't lose it, which sometimes, on a table full of stuff, you lose it, and then you know which one's yours if you're at a stamping event, right? All right, so... Yay for on stage. So excited. So that starts at 7:30 tonight. So I'll have a quick bite to eat after I'm hanging out with you guys, and then I'll get to go to this event. So let's see what else. So that's it for my announcements. Now, for the projects today, it is the Simple Sweet Stampers Tutorial Bundle projects, but the projects are really different this time, and part of the reason for that is because we usually focus on a suite, and more often than not, everybody uses products in that particular suite. But we always have a range of pages that we can pull products from. So if you don't love the suite, you'll have some other options, and we had several pages to choose from. And I did not buy the bundle that was the featured suite. So let me just show you. I wanted to show you a couple things because there's maybe 3 different, very different kinds of projects in this bundle. And the suite that's supposed to be featured is the poinsettia place, right? Now it's really pretty, and what people did with it was just gorgeous. I just didn't have those products to work with. And then, what I did have was the tree angle bundle, which is definitely really different. And you can see the foil papers at the top that's red and green foil. So we're going to be using some of that tonight. And I think 3 of us used that bundle. And then what else? There was some other stuff. I'm also using a little bit of that designer paper from last week, the 'Tis the Season designer paper. And last but not least, this is actually what I used last week. I'm also going to be using the In the Pines bundle. So my projects tonight, I had to, work with the designs that everybody provided and then adapt them based upon what I had. So that's part of why I'm so crazy wired, because I, made some fun stuff, and it's really different. I really loved the projects that my design team members made. I just couldn't make it exactly as they did. So anyway, this is the paper. This is the 'Tis the Season paper. And our first project is going to have several of these patterns on it. And see you later, Christy. Have a good dinner. We'll see you later. All right. So, and then I'm using the In the Pine set and the dies. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to point the camera down and get started on this first project. And this time around, I'm actually going to show you guys I'm going to show you the project that in a photograph, just a printout that my design team members made. And then I'll show you kind of how I adapted it to work for me. So this was the first design. This is done by Vicki Parsons. I actually showed a project made by her last week. It's just like what she's been doing lately, so pretty awesome. Anyway, isn't that gorgeous? I just love that white poinsettia. And if I had had that, I totally would have made it exactly her card, but I didn't have it. So this is the one where I'm using the In the Pines bundle. So to start with, I am using a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock. Now, the colors are completely different because that's what I had to work with. So I'm going to just leave that there for a minute while I have space on my table. So I'm using cherry cobbler, and this one is sort of partially put together because because it is, because I had too much to talk about tonight. So this piece, I've got a piece of gold foil in the background. These are two of the designer papers from that 'Tis the Season designer paper pack. And then I'm using this lovely red satin ribbon, which it actually carried over, I think, in the catalog. So, but here's my little secret. It's got adhesive on the back side, but when I use a large piece of foil like this, I can't stand to waste the center. So I die cut out a stitched rectangle from this large piece of gold foil, and then I put my designer papers on the top. Just now I have a nice die cut piece of the gold that I can use for another project, and I've taken this red satin ribbon and attached it around the backside with glue dots so you can see it ends right there. So I'm going to go ahead and just start by putting this directly onto my cherry cobbler card base. Now each of these projects has quite a bit of detail to them, which is why I'm getting a head start on some of my pieces just to make it a little bit easier. Now I do want to show you one thing in this set of dies that's really unique. So these are all but one of the dies in the set, and this is the one that's particularly unique because it doesn't cut around the outside edge. So you can do something like this where you have the opening still there, and I just love that. I think it's so pretty. And you can also then, there's an outline stamp, which is, die, like this one right here, where you can also cut it out if you want. So I just love that die and can't wait to play with that one. That's not what I'm using tonight, but I just had to show you because I think that's a super cool feature of those dies. All right, on to the project. Alrighty, so what I started with was, after doing my base, is I used the largest of the stitched edged circle framelits, and I die cut a piece of my gold foil. So essentially, I'm just going to say right here, I've got the same basic base layout, just different colors, but I've used designer paper. I did a strip of ribbon. She did a strip of designer paper down the center. So my challenge was figure out what kind of embellishment can I put there or on mine that would look fun and pretty, and then of course a sentiment. So I chose to do the gold foil circle, and then I decided I would play around with some of the trees in the set. Okay, so I die cut two of my smaller trees and one of the larger ones from the set in garden green cardstock. And I thought, well, let's just, put them right there on the circle. Wouldn't that be cute? But I wanted a little bit more than that. And actually, looking for my project on here on the table. This is what I do. It's like when I'm talking to you guys, I just like throw things everywhere. I lose them. I'm usually a very organized person, but I can't even find my card sample now. It's got to be around here somewhere, and I am going to show it to you. So. Oh, what am I thinking? Oh my God, I'm doing it again. I'm not even going to tell you what I just did. It'll be too embarrassing. Okay, so, so here we go. I die cut a circle with my stitched framelit, right? The same one right there out of white, okay? And then I used this die, which is an edge die in the whole full set of the pine woods, because I wanted trees on my focal, but I also wanted some snow along the bottom, okay? So what I did, obviously, is I took my die and I just put it along the edge. So this one was the cut from here. And maybe I want, you know, can decide how tall I want my snow to be. You know, this is pretty tall for snow under the trees. And then just line it up. And because the bottom of the die is not going to cut, right? It's just the top edge that's going to cut. I can make it high or I can make it low. I can have as much or as little snow as I want. Now I could also tear this, but this is just a really nice clean edge. So that was the next thing that I did for my card. So, and that would be the piece. So what I'm going to do now is just kind of build my my little scene here. And this one, they all have dimensionals on the back. You can see they're tiny little itty bitty pieces, and I've cut them out and put them on here because I didn't want to be doing that on camera, just a little bit too much. But I wanted to show you this little trick. You probably know, and I may have talked about it, but I cut these little itty bitty dimensionals down, but it's kind of hard to get the little backings off. So if you use a paper piercing tool and you stick it in there where the backing is, some of the backings are off and some are not, you can actually just kind of pick it up. I think I may have shown this a few weeks ago, and remove those backings without trouble. And then I have my little mini garbage pail, which is just for dimensional backings. And I think I've got them all off now. Okay. You guys still out there? I'm not even looking at comments. Say hello. I see Catherine, you love the In the Pines. I do too. Okay, so let's start building my little scene. So I've got my tallest tree. It's going to hang off the left just a little bit. Dimensionals on it. And then I've got a small tree here. Now this one I did my trick where I put my multi-purpose liquid glue on the back, and I did that maybe an hour ago, and then I just let it sit and dry facing up, so it's nice and tacky, but it's not goopy, and I'm not going to get it all over my fingers because it's all wet. All right, so that's the one that's going to go on the right. And it's going to hang off just a little bit on the right. And yeah, that's where it's going to stay. And then on this one, I have a couple of dimensionals as well. You can see I've cut them really tiny. And that one's going to go in the middle. And when I do my trees, I always like a tall and a medium and a short. And I always like an odd number as well. So there's my little tree scene. Now I'm going to grab scissors. Wow, I should have taken out my special on stage scissors. And I'm just going to trim off the bottoms of these because it's going to be covered up. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my little snow piece, and yeah, that's a little bit more snow than I want. So I'm going to actually, instead of doing that, I'm going to use my other piece, this one, and I'm going to cut one that's a little bit more shallow. But because there is the magic of TV, I have another one that's done. So I'm going to actually shift to that. Where is it? It's over here. So here's my finished one, okay? Same basic thing, I just cut a smaller amount of snow, and then I used my Wink of Stella along the bottom to make it look shimmery and pretty that way. All right. Okay, so I am just going to go ahead and attach this. I do have dimensionals on the back side. I already took the backings off to make it super quick, and I'm just going to kind of lay it there without pressing because I want to make sure to get my sentiment in place. So I've stamped one of my sentiments, the Season's Greetings. That's also from the In the Pines set. And I've already cut one end. I'm going to use my Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch to punch the other end. And you can see you've got two shapes to pick from, if you can see that without the glare. Hello. I'm using this one. And when you're doing really any of the shapes, especially ones that are thin like this, you really want to just stick it in the well and turn it over and look to make sure it's centered. Because even if it's sitting in the trough or the well, whatever you want to call it, sometimes it's a little bit off if you're not paying attention. So there's my little sentiment piece, and I'm going to use my garden green sponge to sponge the edges. And that's going to get attached by the magic of TV. Got another one that has adhesive on it already sponged. And that's going to go in the lower right-hand corner. So, there we go. That's my card. We're done. So, I took my poinsettia look, and I just basically took the layout, made a new element where that flower was, and made my own version. So there you go. Done with that one. All right, let's move some things out of the way and get the other project in here. Again, just kind of tossing things aside. Okay. So the next one, I actually literally finished making it, I swear, like 30 minutes before I got on today. Part of why I'm so like worked up here. Running against a deadline. So what I was doing today, for those of you, I forgot to announce, one of my announcements is for those of you who are technique class purchasers and are waiting for the technique class, I am furiously working on it. I finished the video today, and now I'm working on the PDFs, so it is coming soon. The video is definitely the biggest amount of work and takes me a lot of time, so I'm really happy that that's done. All right, so it's coming soon, people. Anybody out there wondering? Right, so next design. So now this one was done by Chris Cowan in the design team. It's a fun fold. This is a really interesting fun fold. And I have this designer paper, and I have the dies and that stamp set, but you know, true to form, I had to do something different. I love what she did. I think it's really, really cool. But, you know, there are some other products in my collection that I have not had a chance to use, and I was kind of really in the red and green mode. So I'm going to leave this off to the side so you guys can see it, kind of. And I'm going to show you what I got. And I just love how this turned out. Like I said, it was literally like within the last hour that I finished it. So we're going to start with a piece of 8.5 by 5.5 cardstock. It's scored at 2 1/8 inches from both sides. I'm just going to go ahead and fold those in from the sides and burnish them. And then I've got some pieces of black cardstock here, strips, and I have to remember how I'm doing this. Is that right? Yes. Okay. So I'm going to space these out. Now these each have adhesive only on about half of the back. So the ones on the left are going to get attached so that they're attached to the left. And then the one on the bottom is attached to the left. And there's really just the tiniest little space between. And then this last one is got adhesive on the right side. So I'm going to place it on there just so that it's spaced out so you can see the tiniest little bit of red in between. And I didn't press down because I want to make sure that I've got my spacing just so. Okay, so now this is the fun fold, but that's only the beginning. All right, so here comes the really fun stuff. Love this. Okay, for this one, I've got some of this paper that I was just dying to use, okay? This is the reason why I had to change this card up. So I've got some green foil and red foil, dry embossed with the winter snow embossing folder. And then this other paper is a specialty paper and it's velvet, red velvet. Just gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. So this is what I'm playing with. So here we go. I'm going to attach my green one at the bottom. My snowflake one in the middle. Has anybody played with these papers, these specialty papers, the foils and the velvet? I want to hear if you've played with them, if you've made things or not. Now, when you buy the red and green foil, they come together, by the way. The velvet, I wish you guys could feel this. It's just so pretty. So I love the texture and the shine of these three combined. Just too much fun. All right. So now on to the embellishments. Where's my next thing? Okay, so for my sentiment, I actually used a piece of the green foil and I used my banner pick-a-punch to make the end into a banner. And that, I'm going to wait to put that on. But what I did for my focal piece is a similar type tree, of course, just in different colors. Now I die cut this with one of the triangle dies. I'm going to show you my dies. So these are the stitch triangle dies, and I'm using, there you go, that size and that one. And then I'm also using the one in the center, this tiny one right there. And this is the stamp set. I'm also using this bundle for the project I designed for the design team projects. That's going to be last. And then, of course, these are the embossing folders that I've used. This one I'm going to show you on a version that I finished. This is the embossing folder, the Dainty Diamonds, that I used to dry emboss this one. So this one's die cut with a triangle and then dry embossed with this Dainty Diamonds. And then, of course, the red panel is dry embossed with Winter Snow. So I've got my black triangle, and I'm just going to attach my retro tree, should we call it a retro tree? And then I've got a piece of the brushed metallic cardstock. This is the goldish one. And I put a glue dot on the back side. Now, I didn't have any punching devices, dies, whatever, that gave me a star. So I decided, well, while we're going retro, why not just go super retro? So I did a circle at the top of my tree instead. I thought that was pretty fun. And then I'm using one of my wonderful gems. I'm going to use one of the gold ones, the large, in the center of my foil circle, just so that it doesn't look quite so crazy big, and just dresses it up. All right. So now I've got this little itty bitty triangle, right? Guess what? It's not white. I did this triangle in the brushed metallic cardstock, the gold one. And this is going to be my, trunk, I guess, the base of the tree. What do you think so far? Isn't that cute? I think it's so cute. All right, so next, let's just finish with our assembly. Now for this one, I've got dimensionals on the back, and I've already removed the backings. And I'm going to place this so that it's justified to the left, and so that the bottom of the triangle is at the bottom of this middle panel. And that is kind of important, actually. When I was doing this, I couldn't quite figure out. It was like it would hold it shut if it's not in the right position, right? So it has to be able to open, right? So if it's further out to the right, this is not going to work. But because it's justified to the left, it does work. So there's that. And then I've just got a sentiment piece. Now, for my sentiment, like I said, I did my banner on the end. And it feels like I can't even see in the camera. I stamped it. So this is a photopolymer stamp set. And I wanted the sentiment to be in black because I've got black on my card. So I did something I almost never do, which is I stamped my black StazOn on my stamp in order to stamp this. Normally I don't do that because your black StazOn will stain the photopolymer stamp, but how I got around it was I just stamped it and washed it like immediately, and it was fine. So now I have adhesive on the back of this, but because I'm putting it onto the felt, I'm going to use some white glue so that it really stays, because I don't think that the regular adhesive will hold it down on the felt. So there we go. Just going to place it on there. It allows me to slide it too if I need to. Okay, so now that's really pretty just the way it is, right? I think it's really pretty. But I have one that's finished that I have to show you. I did a couple of extra things on it, and I need you to chime in and let me know what you think. So there's the one I just finished. There's the one I did this afternoon. Now, I wanted to finish it off with those red gems because, you know, because why not? It ties all the colors together and adds to the retro look. And then this one uses the wrapped in texture embossing folder. So when I was thinking about the one I was going to show you guys, I thought, well, why not do something different? You know, true to form, right? This is just a little bit simpler and cleaner. This has the added texture, but you know, I don't know. Is this one too busy? What do you think? I could probably get away without the red gems. So you tell me, what do you think? Do you like the dry embossing in the green or not? Do you like the gems or not? Let me know. Let me know what you think. So for the actual tree, I used these red gems, and these are the wonderful gems, actually have flecks of texture in them. And you love the card that I just finished, Laura Lee? You mean the one without the dry embossing and the red gems? Yes, you like the clean. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so anyway, just fun alternatives, right? Playing with embellishments just makes it so much fun. So you can see, right, exactly the same sort of layout and general basic design, but really looks completely different. I know, so fun, right? I love them both too. Thank you, Vicki. All right, so you guys ready for the last project? I feel like I'm talking a mile a minute here. Okay, let's grab the next one. And again, I'm using these on my design. Right. So I'm also using the red velvet on this one. And it's just been fun to add it to my projects because it's just, you know, just that added bit is special, right? And I love texture. So I've used the stitched edge circle again, and I've die cut some of my triangles. Now I actually tried stamping first and then die cutting, and I found that it was actually easier to do the die cutting and then do the stamping. So that's what I'm going to show you tonight. Alrighty, so let's grab what I need. I need my real red ink and my garden green ink. And there's a lot of stamps because there's several of these that are two-step. So I've got this one is for my red. And where's the other one? This one is going to be for the green. And I've got a few more in here that I'm using. There we go. And then these two, I'm actually going to use one in red and one in green. All right. Hi, Michelle. Is that the Michelle Burnett that I know from a long time ago? Chime in and say hello. Say if that is you. Okay, so let's start with the red. And if you get right over the top of this, you know what? Look at this. I don't even have the right one. I have the wrong size. So I have that's for my green, and that's for my mixed, and that's, okay, I forgot to do one. Okay, whatever. I have one that's finished. I'll show you that in a little bit. All right, so we will do the other two just to kind of show that piece of it. The green. So because it's photopolymer, you really can just look straight over the top. Now, It's always easier to have a different color surface behind you than your cardstock when doing something like this. So I pulled in my silicone craft mat. Let's see if I can get that spot on. And there we go. Pretty darn easy to do that, even on camera. Hard to believe. And then the second one I'm going to show is this combination here. Now, when doing this combination here, I actually find that it's easier to do the leaves before the flowers. I tried it the first time, doing the flowers first, and it was hard to figure out how to line up the leaves after when doing it that way. So I found do the leaves first, and then it's pretty easy to figure out the positioning of the flowers, and hopefully I'm going to prove that by doing it right here. And there we go. See how easy that was? I just love it. And it's so festive and pretty, don't you guys think? Has anybody bought this triangle bundle? Chime in and let me know. It's definitely quite different from, you know, your traditional Christmas stuff. Again, kind of that retro look. It's been fun to play with, and especially these last few days. Okay, so I stamped 3 of the little trunks that are in the set with some soft suede ink, and I cut them out, and I have got some pieces already done over here, so love the magic of TV thing. Okay, so I'm bringing in my, where'd it go? My card base, and I've got a piece of garden green that's dry embossed with that Dainty Diamonds embossing folder. This is my latest favorite. Oh, you have the triangle, Kathleen, very good. Have you played with it? Oh, it's very versatile, so it must be if you know that. Cool. I bought the dies, but can't remember if I bought the stamps. So the dies came out, I think, in the annual catalog, and then the stamps, these stamps came out in the holiday catalog. So you might have bought the other bundle. Okay, so I'm going to start with my dry emboss piece against the left side of my card. I've already got adhesive on it, of course, like those little shortcuts, if you will. And then I've got a piece of my red velvet, or is it, yeah, velvet. And I'm just going to line that up and attach it. I just want to sit here and feel it. I know, crazy. All right, so then I've got one of my circles, and again, I'm going to need to use my multi-purpose liquid glue to attach it. Got the back side there, yes. Want it to be generous, but not so much that it oozes out. And right about there is where I want it. Sort of justified a little bit up from the bottom. I've stamped a sentiment that's in this is in that set, Happy Wishes for You and Yours, which I just love. So simple. And then I did actually punch the other side of my banner as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Am I doing that the right way? No, it's this one. And I may have done it with the scissors, but let's just do this because it's here. Hopefully it'll be about the same size as the other side. A little close, but it'll work. Okay, a little bit of adhesive on the back side. And I'm doing the green so that it shows up nicely on the red. And I might need to put some liquid glue under that. I'm just realizing I'm on the felt. Okay, now I have taken some of my, I've already assembled one of these trees, but I want to tell you how I did it, because I did it so that the trees would each be different heights. So I started with putting a dimensional on the lower left-hand corner of this one and the lower right-hand corner of the green one. And then I attached this one over the top, just the triangle. so that this would be popped up one dimensional height over these two, okay? And then I turned it over and I put a second dimensional in behind the two that are on the one in the front, and then single layers of dimensionals on those other two. So that just allows my middle tree to be double as high as the ones that flank it on the sides. I hope that makes sense. And of course I have all my dimensionals on there, the backings are taken off, and I'm just going to go ahead and attach this to the front of my card. And then last but not least, I put a few of these beautiful, wonderful, and they are called wonderful gems, onto the white part, just to kind of break up all that whiteness. Technical term, right? And I did a large red one here, and I'm doing the smaller size here, and then the smaller size at the top. And you got to take a quick look at these because they are just so fun. This is actually one of the things I have as a potential gift for orders, because I bought a couple extra of them because they're so fun. So there is my finished card, and I just want to show you the one that I finished the other day because I did it slightly different. So the one that I finished the other day, I did the felt along the side and the garden green here, and just kind of flip-flopped it just for fun, right? Thank you, someone who's giving me hearts. I love seeing the hearts on the screen. Makes me so happy. And then, of course, I've got the red down here and the green down here. So let me show you everything all in one place just for fun. Do I feel like Christmas or what? It feels like Christmas. So much fun. Yay, more hearts. Thank you. Thank you, someone. I appreciate that. Woohoo! Christmas fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed these projects. I definitely had fun making them. Super fun. And just bring back in my, let's see if I can find them over here. So, of course, there we go again with the brightly gleaming, that great suite, also on the same pages as the products we were able to work with. And then, of course, my red version. And then, of course, that was the poinsettia one. And I can't find where it is. Oh, there it is. And that was Vicky's card. Yay. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I love the originals. I love the redos. I'm a happy girl. Are you guys happy? Oh, yay. Karen loves them. Thank you, Karen. Love to know that. Okay, I'm just going to turn the camera around, and I will round this out and say goodbye, and we'll be good to go. And you guys can be off on your evenings, and I can be off to my Onstage at Home event for all the fun. This was super fun. What a great night, right? Thursday night, so fun. So I talked a little bit about each of the designs and the design process as I was going, so I'm actually not going to do that again. But I think obviously starting with the layout is key, and then everything else kind of just falls into place. I mean, with a little bit of effort, of course. Yay, I'm so glad you like them. I see, let's see. You want to case them all? Oh, I like that. That's always a good sign. Yay. I will have fun tonight, Kathleen. I know I will. It's actually, tonight is the recognition night. So they did actually ask me, and I'm sure lots of other people, for a photograph of them, so that as part of how to tie into the recognition. So it will be, if it shows up, because they weren't sure how they were going to use it, it will be my picture from my website, because I didn't manage to make a new one, get a new one done. But anyway, so that should be fun. I'm very excited to see. Today, when I was looking on the platform where the event is going to be online, the event that was going on in Europe was already happening. So, because of course the time change, and they've accommodated the different time zones. So it was fun to see people posting pictures on social media, and they have this whole section on the site that's all about sharing on social media. People showing pictures of their products and their projects, and anyway, just really, really fun. And their accomplishments. So it's going to be some fun in store. So I guess, just quick recap, don't forget about the Curvy Celebrations bundled products. Check those out on my website. And in the online store, of course. And don't forget, if you want one of the November, December kits, is it really November, December? Now it just seems like I ran out way too fast. And maybe it was October, November. I think it was October, November. Make sure to place an order quick because they're almost gone. And just know that if they are gone, you will get another lovely gift and you'll have some choices to choose from as well. So I will be back, same time, not really, actually 7, my normal time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next week, which I think is the 12th, yes. And it's the day before my birthday. Woohoo! My birthday's on the 13th. And next week I'm going to show you some cards. I've been getting some cards lately. I've accumulated them and I need to show them off to you beautiful people out there sending me cards. Some are birthday cards, some are just for other occasions, but I will share cards with you next week. And maybe somebody will send me more cards. And then I can share those too in honor of my birthday. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you for spending some time with me today. And I will look forward to seeing you next Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or on YouTube for the replay, or on Facebook for the replay. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. And thank you so much for joining me. Mwah! Love you. Bye.